Oh, good afternoon, my people, my people. Good afternoon. Yes, we have got Madam X, witness for the prosecution update. Very, very interesting subject matter at the moment on YouTube. Very, very interesting. A lot of interesting interest in Madam X. Yes, we will wait for a few people to come through. We will wait for a few people to come through into the live stream, and then I will give you the update on what is happening with the YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. In particular, I will update you on the machinations of Madam X, chief witness for the prosecution in the trials of YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Oh, good afternoon to the one and only Ben from the wonderful valleys of Wales. Good afternoon to you, Ben. Hope all is well, and I hope you're having a fantastic Easter weekend. Good afternoon to Wishes Finest. Hope you're having the same, having a nice little chilled out weekend, lovely weather where you're at, and enjoying yourself. We'll wait for a few more people to come through. Good afternoon to Lambie, Richard Lamb from the Kingdom of Fife, Bonnie, Scotland. Hope the sun is shining down there in the Kingdom of Fife in Bonnie, Scotland. And yes, all the best to the Scots. Good afternoon to the most super duperest of super duper mods, the fantastic, fabulous, terrific, wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful Peggy. Good afternoon to you, darling. Thank you for all you do for the channel, for all the support and building up this channel like you have done for many other channels. Well done to Peggy for that. Thank you, darling. I'm just doing a I'm just doing a witness for the prosecution, Madam X update. There's been a lot of interest, as you know. Let me just do a little summary. Yeah. As I say at the beginning of each life, I have not got psychic abilities, and I have not got a crystal ball. But what I do have, I have my finger on the pulse, and I can feel the temperature of what is going on YouTube. And I can't give out too much information because I would be breaking confidences. But what I can say is, I can say that the up and coming trials, there was 4 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Yeah, I'm talking about. Now, let me just say before I go into this, forget about my own individual 2 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers that the police are dealing with at the moment. They are separate to what I am talking about at the moment. So my 2, the guy and woman, we put them to one side and we park it. The police investigation is well underway, and we put that to one side and we put it in a box. I'm not going to be discussing that because the investigation is well underway. So forget about that, what I've just said about my own particular 2 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. This is the generalization of the actual YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers that are nothing to do with my own me in particular. You know, my own case. My own case is regards to other YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, which the investigation is currently underway, and I will put it to one side and put it in a box. So leave that there and forget about them. I am talking about these other 4 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers are regarding other cases against other people. When I say against, these are regarding crimes against other people, right? These are 4 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, and in amongst them 4, the figure of 4, we have 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, and we have 1 female YouTube stalker and lawbreaker. Yes, makes a grand total of 4 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. And in amongst them 4, we have 3 males, and we have 1 lady. who we refer to as Madam X. Madam X, yeah. Good afternoon to the one and only Liam Carty. Hope you're having a nice Easter weekend, Liam, and the Cahaden Houston. Hope you're having a nice weekend also. And the wonderful, yeah, very, very nice looking, I might say, Cara Kay. Hope you're having a nice weekend, darling. And good afternoon to the Gary Green. Good afternoon to you, sir. So let me get back onto this, into the meat. Let me get into the meat and drink of this subject topic. So what we have, like at the moment, we have the four of them. The four of them have been under intense scrutiny and investigation by the police. Yeah, the police have been investigating the four YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, and they have been investigated digitally. Yes, digitally. They have went to. Well, let me say before I go into this part, right. You see, out of these four YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, yeah. See, I don't want to actually give any clues to their identities. They will remain anonymous for the purpose of this live stream. I do not want to expose or put out any clues as to their identities, because at the moment they are undergoing a police investigation into each and every one of them. What I can say is that they are all linked together. They are all linked together, and the key link, the linchpin, yeah, you know, the linchpin of the four is Madam X. Madam X, yes, I say Madam X. And many people over the last few live streams I have been doing, they have been in the live stream chats, they have been putting a few names about, saying, is this Madam X? Or is this Madam X? Or is this Madam X? They are bandying various names, and I do not respond to any names in live stream chats or anywhere else, because it is remaining in anonymity due to the police investigation. Yes. So there has been three different names bandied about Madam X so far that I have seen in live stream chats. 3 different names bandied about as Madam X. Yeah, what I can say about Madam X, which will not hamper or obstruct the police investigation, I can say that the 3 names that I've seen for Madam X bandied about in chats, my response to them is I cannot confirm or deny that any of the 3 of the names that were bandied about in the live stream chats is Madam X. I cannot confirm if any one of those 3 are indeed Madam X. All I can say about Madam X, yes, all I can say about Madam X, to give you a bit of information and background, yes, these I will just spell out the qualities that Madam X possesses, and then it is up to people to garner what they think and who they think Madam X is. But I cannot confirm or deny who is Madam X whilst it is subject of a police investigation. But the qualities that I do know that Madam X possesses the following qualities. Madam X is a highly skilled and seasoned troll. Madam X is a troll of the highest standards, yes, the highest standards, and is capable of trolling the living daylights out of you or anybody, Madam X is a high quality, high standard troll. Yeah, yes. Another we're talking about Madam X's skills and abilities at the moment. And what we would say that Madam X coming under skills and abilities is a very, very good communicator, yeah, very, very good communicator, right? All I can say is that at some time or another over the last 3 years, well, the YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers have been committing their crimes by stalking and lawbreaking on YouTube, that you would have heard Madam X's voice at some time or another over the last 3 years. Yeah. And what I mean to say is you would have heard Madam X's voice either on a live stream, yeah, on a video, possibly. And now when I say you would have heard Madam X's voice on a live stream, right? That does not necessarily mean that Madam X would have been on a panel, right? Madam X, you could have heard her in the background of somebody on a live stream. That's a possibility as well. I'm just giving you the options here, the options. All I can say is that Madam X is a highly proficient and very, very skillful communicator, and is a top quality, high standard, seasoned troll of the highest order. Yes, that is all. That is so far. That is what I will say. Now, this is when it gets interesting. As I say, you have the 4 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers currently under police investigation. Yes. Now it looks like they are going to be before the judge to be tried and sentenced. And in all probability, it looks like they are going to be getting a guilty verdict. The 4 of the YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, that is the 3 males and 1 female lady, who we refer to as Madam X, if they go before the judge, plead guilty, they will get sentenced, and they are more than likely, if they plead guilty at the initial stages, each one of the 4 would receive a minimum of 6 years, and depending on the tariff here, it looks like they could hit the upper scale of the tariff and receive 8 years. It's either 6 years or 8 years at the top of the tariff. So that is the likely outcome for the 4 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers at the conclusion of the trial. The judge would sentence them minimum 6, maximum 8. Yes, 8 years in prison. But it's looking like, knowing the qualities, the skills and abilities and qualities of Madam X, who I've just gave you some of the background, that Madam X is a top quality troll, seasoned troll of the highest order, highest standard and order, and is a excellent communicator, and it is at this stage, before there is any court trial, each one of the YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers are thinking about, how do I save save myself from going to prison. And the feeling and the temperature is that Madam X is in the process of doing a deal with the police, and the Crown Prosecution are looking to accept Madam X as a chief witness for the prosecution in return for getting no prison sentence, getting off with no prison sentence, possibly a fine or probation, but it looks like that Madam X will be making the deal to get off with no prison sentence in return for being chief prosecutor in the trial against the YouTube Stalkers and Lawbreakers, the other 3 guys. Right, now, the reason why it would be advisable, no doubt that the YouTube Stalkers and Lawbreakers briefs, solicitors or barristers would advise them with the evidence which is going to be overwhelming against them for the following reasons, which I am just going to spell out. That these YouTube Stalkers and Lawbreakers, over a period of 3 years, have been very, very foolish, naive, drunk on the euphoria of YouTube drama, and got carried away by advertising and filming themselves carrying out criminal offences that come under the category of YouTube stalking and law breaking. For example, I will give you a hypothetical, because I can't mention any real court cases and the crimes, because they are subject currently to investigation with a view of a court case before the judge. And the sort of hypothetical I can mention that they would have got involved in, right, this is it. I'll give you an example. Right, we'll just pick any one of the three male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Right, we'll just pick one. We'll give them the name of Joe Blogs, right? So as to ensure anonymity, although it is a hypothetical example, it's based on reality. Yeah, you know the example, but it is hypothetical for the exercise of this live stream. That Joe Blogs would have, we'll say for example, Joe Blogs would have done a live stream. On the live stream, he'll say, I am going to go to location B, right? Joe Blogs is currently at location A where he's doing his live stream. He says, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to location B and I am going to carry out a crime of YouTube stalking and law breaking. So I'm going to leave here, right? I'm going to leave this live stream. But before I go and leave the live stream, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to location B, and for example, I am going to create some havoc and criminal damage at location B, right? And then I will come back. So what Joe Blogs would do is on live location A, he says he is going to carry out a crime of criminal damage at location B. He would then go to location B, filming at location B on a live stream, carrying out the act of criminal damage, which he said on the live stream at location A. He's now arrived at location B, doing another live stream saying, I am now creating this criminal damage and doing acts of criminal damage, right? Ends the live, goes back to location A and says, I'm back on the live stream. Did you see what I told you what I was going to do? Did you see me filming what I've done? And now I'm back at location A, telling you, I done it. I done what I was going to say. I carried out the criminal offences. In other words, Joe Bloggs, by the example here is Joe Bloggs, by his own words of mouth and his actions carried out, has give the evidence, and the evidence is by his own words and mouth and the actions carried out on film, that he is guilty of the crime of YouTube stalking and law breaking. And that applies to the free male YouTube stalkers and law breakers. They had all done similar types of crimes, and they're all on film. And now this is where it gets very, very interesting about Madam X. You know Madam X? Now, in order for Madam X to do the deal, to do the deal with the police, yeah, and to get off with a fine or probation, but at all costs will avoid a prison sentence, yeah, Madam X has to furnish them with some evidence. And as it so happens, good afternoon to the nose dog. Hope all is well. Have a nice weekend there. Have a nice weekend. Just spotting a few people in the chat. Good afternoon to the wonderful Karina. Hope you're well, darling. Hope you're having a nice Easter weekend. I'm not really looking at this chat. I'm just looking for a sec. So I hope you are enjoying yourself in the chat. Good afternoon to Greg. Hope you're doing well, Greg, and having a nice weekend. Okay, back to the thing. Good afternoon to Stevie Boy Billings from the wonderful city of Dublin in the Emerald Isle. Hope you're enjoying the weekend at Easter, Stevie Boy. Right, let's get back. So now we have Madam X negotiating with the police as to what she can furnish him with by the way of information, so as to get the best deal, which will either be a fine, probation, something like that, something whereby she will avoid a prison sentence, and the lesser she will get, the lesser punishment if she supplies a high quality of evidence, and the sort of evidence that is available to the police via Madam X is more than likely the following. Madam X, it is known that Madam X, right, let's put it this way, that Madam X has been the key figure over the last 3 years in the YouTube stalking and law breaking. At one stage or another, because of Madam X's skills and abilities as a high quality troll, a troll of the highest standard, a seasoned troll that has been trolling for years and is an excellent communicator, that Madam X would have in her possession, she would have recorded telephone conversations with the other YouTube stalkers and law breakers going back for 3 years. She would have recorded their calls on her smartphone. Yeah, she would have recorded telephone calls on Instagram. She would have recorded telephone calls on WhatsApp, and she would have kept all communications, text messages, WhatsApp messages, Instagram messages. She has got the whole kit and caboodle. Over 3 years worth of top quality information for the police. Top quality information that will result in, no doubt, in ensuring guilty verdicts against the three male YouTube stalkers and law breakers. Yeah, this is where we are at with Madam X. Yeah, so Madam X at the moment. Yeah, I'm not trying to be funny, but Madam X is actually laughing her head off. She's laughing her head off. She's laughing out loud. She has made the deal. The deal. She is in no way, due to her becoming chief witness for the prosecution, she is definitely not going to serve a prison sentence. And the more high quality information she gives over, ensuring convictions against the other 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, that will increase the sentences met out to the other 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. She will ensure that they get large prison sentences, and for being a chief witness for the prosecution, Madam X will not serve a day in prison. Madam X, the more information and high quality information that Madam X furnishes the police with will ensure a lesser sentence. It may be that Madam X will receive a fine of some cash. Yeah, no, not a big fine. It'll be a couple of £100. Yeah, you know, it may be Madam X will receive some sort of conditional discharge sentence, or something very, 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 very minor sentence. You know, like a minor sentence. And Madam X, well, I mean, Madam X, it might even be that Madam X's information that Madam X furnishes the police with, yeah, that Madam X will, in all probability, not even be charged with a crime. Madam X may not be charged with any crime. That is part of the deal. So in other words, Madam X will just be chief witness for the prosecution to ensure that the 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers are found guilty and receive the most highest sentences that the tariffs provide. At the minute, we're talking about if Madam X goes into court as a chief prosecution witness for the Crown and provides high quality information, high quality information, then it is looking as if the 3 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers could receive sentences that will break the double figures. You could be talking about 10 years minimum to 12 years each. Say we take the minimum, the 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers get the bottom scale of the tariff. Yeah, that will be 10 years each, which is a total of 30 years for the 3 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, the 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. But if they receive the top end of the tariff, I'm just looking at the tariff at the minute. I'm looking at the law directive that was sent to the judges, yeah. And the top of the tariff is 12 years. So if they receive the maximum sentence, yeah, the 3 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, they could be facing 12 years each in prison. So that is, what's that, 3 12s, 12, 24, That is a total for the three YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers together, a total of 36 years in prison. Yeah, 36 years in prison. I mean, you see what's happening now, yeah, what's happening now, just to enlighten you out there, people, yeah, yeah, my people, I'll enlighten you. What's happened is that the cyber crime, cyber stalking, this is the new big thing regarding law and order, yeah, and because it's the new big thing, law and order, and the directives that are coming out, you know, from the lawmakers and the policy makers who make the policies for the sentences. The sentences are getting really high. They are superseding and higher than acts of violence, etc. At the moment, these are the sentences we are talking about. That people are going to get really heavy sentences for YouTube stalking and law breaking. Yes, that is what's happening, and this is the sort of sentences we are talking about. I hope these three male YouTube stalkers and law breakers, yeah, I hope they prepare themselves for a long time in prison, because it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good at all. Yeah, when it comes to the amount of time that they will be happening, serving, I should say, in prison. Yeah, you're talking about a long time. Long time. If you hit that maximum of tariff, 12 years each. I mean, that would be full. What that would send a message, and that is exactly what these judges are doing at the moment. The judges are sending messages. Sorry, I'm just getting myself sorted out. Yeah, the judges are sending signals and messages to people that if you get involved in cyber crime, i.e. you are stalking, YouTube stalking, social media stalking, you will be getting hammered in the courts. That is the message they are sending out at the moment. Let me say good afternoon to a few people, because I'm not really watching the chat, so I don't know what's happening there. I don't know if they're arguing in the chat or whatever. I don't know what's happening. But good afternoon to the chemical gases. Hope you're well. Hope all is well. Yeah, yes, and yes, it is looking. I mean, I'm not laughing. How can I put it? Look, let me put it to you this way. You see the people who are going to be recipients of these long prison sentences, they have actually provided the evidence against themselves. So in a sort of funny sort of way, like you've got to laugh at that, ain't you? That people were YouTube stalking and law breaking, not just on YouTube. I'm talking about off YouTube. Yeah, off YouTube. And this is when it gets very interesting. Right, you can have people on YouTube, yeah, who are saying things that could be deemed as breaking the law. You know, I'm talking about verbally on YouTube. But in most cases, in regards to the examples that we are talking about this afternoon, we are talking about the transition from YouTube live streams or videos to taking the issues off YouTube. For example, doorstepping, turning up at somebody's residence, or at near their location. stalking and harassing them. Yes, that's where it comes in, and that is the evidence that is provided against themselves, by themselves, to themselves. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, all I would say is, if anybody out there is recipient of YouTube stalking and harassment, and you have people who are threatening to come to your residence, yeah, you know, your residence, your house or front door, you are perfectly at liberty as law-abiding ordinary citizens to go to the police and report a crime. Yes, report a crime, and the people who are threatening to do the YouTube stalking and harassing and law breaking, the message to use are, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Don't be foolish. Don't be foolish. People, listen, let me tell you something else about these people who got drunk on the euphoria and drama of YouTube and started running about acting like idiots. Like the people who were cheering them on, maybe, you know, maybe at the time on live streams or whatever, they might be cheering you on, like, but they were laughing at you. They were laughing at the situation. That how can people be so idiotic? Idiotic is the word I use, to say that they're going to do something, commit a crime off YouTube and go and do it on live streams. And the people who are watching them live streams, they weren't cheering you on, they were laughing at you. They were laughing out loud. They were laughing out loud. Now you've got these people, they are facing imminent court cases, and they are facing imminent sentences in a prison. Imminent sentences in a prison. Definitely. What can you say? What can you say? What can you say? Huh? Advertising that they're going to carry out acts of criminality on live streams and videos, etc., and then actually doing it and filming themselves doing it. What's that all about? What's that all about? Hey, what is that all about? I ask a question. Have you ever heard of anything more idiotic? Have you heard of anything so silly? Anything so daft? We'll chuck the daft in for the dafties up in Scotland. Hey, you dafty. That's a Scottish saying, isn't it? Daft, isn't it? Yeah, you know, so getting back, so these people like, yes, saying that they're going to do things and actually doing it and filming themselves doing it. What is that all about? That is providing the evidence to the police, and the police will welcome that evidence that you yourselves have provided to the police as part of their investigation. At the moment, the only one that is laughing is Madam X. Madam X is holding the full deck of cards. Let me rephrase that. The full house in the game of poker. Madam X is currently got the winning hand, and Madam X will not be facing any time in prison. Madam X will do the deal. Madam X is actually doing the deal as we speak. I think the deal has been done. In all effect, for all intensive purposes, we shall say that Madam X, we'll put it in past tense, that Madam X has done the deal. She's done the deal and is just awaiting to be called up as witness or chief witness for the prosecution in the trials of the 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. She is on standby to go into court. Yes, she is in standby to go into court. Yes, and when the sentences are handed down, you know, I mentioned at the top of the tariff, the 12-year sentences each, if they hit the 12-year sentences each, if they are fortunate enough, they may get the 10-year sentence. That's at the lower end. Now, if they are intelligent, which I very, very much doubt, you know, because as we have seen from what they've done, filming themselves and providing evidence against themselves, well, we know, we can take it that they're not intelligent. You know, the 3 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, the 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, we know they're not intelligent, right? So they will not, with the evidence against them, which is coming from themselves via live streams, videos, etc., you would think that an intelligent person who is guilty on the advice of the solicitor, their solicitor, barrister, lawyer, would plead guilty. If they plead guilty at the very, very beginning, they are in all probability going to receive a far lesser sentence, which will probably be in the region of the 6 years, because that's what the tariff says, 6 years. 6 years each. Now, the chances of that happening are very, very slim indeed, because these people are not intelligent. They will probably even go against what the recommendations of their barrister, solicitor or lawyer, and say, I am pleading not guilty, and they will go for they will get found guilty. There's no question about that, with the chief prosecution witness, Madam X, there, and all the information that she has furnished to the police. And if they get plead not guilty, they go to trial. Madam X goes in as witness for the prosecution, chief witness for the prosecution, and they present all the evidence during the trial. They will, in no doubt, get found guilty, and they will get the upper sentences, the higher sentences, and the upper. And whether they get the upper highest one in the tariff, we'll have to wait and see. But they're going to get a minimum then of 10 years. And if they get the upper end of the tariff, they will get 12 years each. 12 years each, yeah. That is how it goes. So there you have it. Madam X, as I say, I have not revealed who Madam X is, Madam X's identity. All I can say, as I said at the beginning, is that there has been 3 names bandied about in live stream chats for Madam X, and I can neither confirm nor deny that any one of those 3 different names are indeed Madam X, because Madam X has to remain anonymous due to the up-and-coming court trial. Yeah, all I could say and did say was that Madam X is a troll of the highest standard. Yeah, highest standard. Is a seasoned troll and has years of experience of trolling. And if Madam X trolled you, Madam X would troll the living daylights out of you. Madam X is also an excellent communicator. At one time or another over the last 3 years, you would have heard Madam X's voice, whether it be on a live stream, on a video, or not necessarily sitting on a panel on a live stream, but maybe in the background of somebody who is sitting on a panel's live stream. You would have heard Madam X's voice. This is all I can give. I can't give no names or identities. on the identity of Madam X, who will remain anonymous. Yes, Madam X will remain anonymous. So it's looking, just to sum up, it looks like they are going to be, the court cases are going to be coming up in the near future. And it looks like Madam X has done the deal. We will have to see what sentence, if any sentence, Madam X receives at all. As I say, the chances are she may not even be charged with criminal offences for going as chief prosecution witness for the Crown against the 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Yeah, right. Just before I go, I just want to add an can't even say the word. Sorry, an addendum. This is an additional footnote to the live. Now, you know, I was talking there about the 4 stalkers and lawbreakers. Yeah, the 3 male stalkers and lawbreakers, and Madam X makes 4. There is another 2 that are getting investigated, but the police are got their work cut out for them, trying to get hold of them. They've got evidence, they've amassed evidence, but trying to get hold of them. And we will refer to these 2 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Yeah, these other 2. These are not the 2 I'm talking about at the beginning. My own particular YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. You know, the guy and the woman that were stalking me. They're nothing to do with that. We put them to one side and put them in a box. But as I say, I've just discussed the 4 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Yeah, the 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, and Madam X, who is going to give evidence in the upcoming trial against them. But there is another 2 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers that the police have amassed a lot of evidence against, but they are having trouble getting hold of them for interview, because they have adopted the tactic, you know, that came from the Iron Curtain, East Germany, you know, before the fall of the Berlin Wall, with the spies and everything. Well, these 2 other YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers are sleepers. They're hiding. They use the terminology sleepers because they have been really, really quiet, but they are in the background. They are in the background lurking. These 2 YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers are in the background lurking, and they will, no doubt that the police will eventually winkle them out of their hiding places. Yes, we might touch more on that in another live stream. Yeah, but at the moment we're going to call it a day on this one. What I'm thinking of doing is, because I do these solo live streams, I can't let anybody jump on in these live streams. You know why? Because it may prejudice. If somebody jumped on the panel and I'm talking to somebody, I've got no doubt in my mind, even if they're careful and they're not being, how can I put it, malicious or whatever, I'll get somebody to jump on the live stream and they will start opening their mouth about something which would prejudice the cases. You know, the court cases, the upcoming court cases against the 3 male stalkers and 3 male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers and Madam X. I couldn't bring anybody on because they'd start just talking, mentioning names, etc., and that would prejudice the court cases and the fair trials. Because don't forget, in this country, the great country of the UK, the United Kingdom, everybody is entitled to a fair trial. but it's looking very, very ominous, I have to say, for the free male YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers, especially now that Madam X has done the deal to be chief witness for the prosecution and will appear as chief witness for the prosecution in the up-and-coming trials. So what I'm going to do over the weekend, yeah, I'm going to try doing, because I'm just talking myself. I might do some of these YouTube lives, yeah, because you know the StreamYard thing only lasts, you get 20 hours a month in it or something, 20 hours a month. I've still got some time left on it, but I'm going to, because I am doing these lives where I'm not having people jumping on panels and that, I will just try doing some YouTube lives, you know, the YouTube lives, yeah, where I just talk to the people. And we'll talk about other subjects. For example, the Autism Defence League, yeah, Autism Defence League, where we are going to go to 2 towns in England. We're going to go to the north of England, to a little town called Stanley in the north of England, to carry out a campaign to raise awareness about people with autism getting bullied online, social media platforms like YouTube. So we're going to go to Stanley sometime, and then we are going to go to another town in south of England. We're going to go to Essex, and we're going to campaign in a little town. Well, not a little town. We're going to campaign in the town of Wickford in Essex. And we're going to campaign to raise awareness of people with autism getting bullied online on social media platforms like YouTube. So we've got these 2 destinations, campaigning towns. One's going to be Stanley in County Durham in the north of England, and one is going to be in Wickford in Essex, yeah. And they are going to be up and coming. So I might do a live stream, YouTube live stream over the weekend. It might be tonight, it might be tomorrow, just the YouTube one, and I will talk about the up and coming campaigns and different topics. So on that note, I'm going to say everybody have a great, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to say everybody have a great day. Is everybody there? Aye. Yeah, good afternoon to everybody. Let's just say, yeah, I won't, there's too many to say, but in the chat, but everybody have a great day, yeah. A great day. As I say, I'll be doing these live streams, yeah, over the weekend, yeah, YouTube live streams. But in the meantime, have a great day, be lucky and stay blessed. Catch you later. My people, bye for now.